Welcome to this edition of Head to Head. I'm your host, Cam McKinney, and this is episode number 337 of the podcast. And on this episode, I want to talk about Drake Maye and about how it's more important for him to develop as a quarterback than it is for the New England Patriots to win football games right now. I fully understand that when you are a fan of a sports team, you want them to do well, especially when said sports team has been the most dominant team in the last 2 decades. But things for the New England Patriots have changed drastically. They are not in win now mode. The future of the team is way more important than the here and now. And it all starts and ends with rookie quarterback Drake Maye. The Patriots currently have a 3-7 record and are arguably one of the worst teams in football. I don't understand the frustration towards the team. They are exactly where I thought they were going to be. They did nothing else to improve the team other than draft Drake Maye. As a fan of the New England Patriots, I lived through the rookie season of Mac Jones, where he led the Patriots to the playoffs and made the Pro Bowl. Everyone thought the Patriots had found the quarterback of the future, and the Patriots did play a huge part in his downfall, but Mac Jones digressed as a player. A similar situation was what happened in Washington with Robert Griffin III. He had an unreal rookie season where he played even better than Andrew Luck, but then he digressed mightily following that season. My point is, wins and losses in your rookie season means absolutely nothing when it comes to the long-term success you're going to have throughout your career. I don't care if rookie quarterbacks win football games. I care about how they develop and learn to master the position. That's what you want to see from a rookie quarterback. It's not always about winning games. It's about how they look playing the sport of football. And Mac Jones never looked great playing the sport of football. There was a time where Robert Griffin III did look really good playing the sport, but then he wasn't consistent. That's what you're looking for when you're watching rookie quarterbacks. Consistency. As you can tell by listening to this podcast, I do not believe in rating rookie quarterbacks by wins and losses. I think they are meaningless. I think there are real signs that your quarterback is playing well, like their play on the field. An example of this is last week, Drake Maye had a last-second touchdown pass to running back Ramondre Stevenson. That play shows you the potential that Drake Maye has to be a franchise quarterback, more so than if the Patriots had actually won that football game. Before last season, I think most people were in agreement with me that you let a young quarterback grow and develop. And then C.J. Stroud went to the Houston Texans, a team that a lot of people thought was going to be really bad, and he instantly turned them into a playoff contending team. So now everyone believes that if they draft a first-round quarterback, he has to be their absolute savior in the same vein as C.J. Stroud with the Houston Texans. Those are way too high expectations for the league. You cannot have a young quarterback be your savior. You have to turn him into a franchise quarterback. They don't all walk in the door as one. Bryce Young got benched by the Panthers not only because of his poor play, but because of how well C.J. Stroud was doing with the Houston Texans. And I feel the exact same way about Anthony Richardson in the Indianapolis Colts. These young quarterbacks have been benched because they are being judged against another rookie sensation. And that's not how things are supposed to go. You don't judge your rookie quarterback against others. You let them grow and develop. I believe you should give a young quarterback at least 3 seasons before you make a clear judgment call on them as players. And I understand not wanting to give quarterbacks a boatload of money if they're not good, but these guys are on rookie contracts anyway. Let them play out their deals and see what you have in them. Yes, there are circumstances where you should definitely move on from a young quarterback before their 3rd season. Zach Wilson had no right staying with the Jets, and I understand them going to Aaron Rodgers. But in the case of Bryce Young, he should have always stayed the starter for the Panthers. I mean, come on. We know what Andy Dalton is at this point, and the same for the Colts. I don't need to see Joe Flacco play any more football. The Colts needed to develop Anthony Richardson, and so far they have failed to do so. It's their job to get him better. This year's group of rookie quarterbacks is also really interesting and adds to this conversation. I mean, over the last few weeks, there have been growing concerns over Chicago's rookie quarterback, Caleb Williams, and there has been a lot of praise for Washington's Jaden Daniels. And I feel like it's still way too early to say who these two are going to be throughout their career. What's also insane about this is most of these young quarterbacks are joining bad teams in the first place. I mean, these teams are dysfunctional. There's a reason that they had these high draft picks and have to draft these young quarterbacks. I mean, how many young quarterbacks have to come out of Chicago before you blame someone else other than the quarterback themselves? Maybe it's not Caleb Williams' fault. He's not playing great lately. Maybe it's the head coach's fault. Maybe it's the front office's fault. I mean, I was hearing some shows like Get Up on ESPN talk about how Caleb Williams was walking into the best situation ever for a rookie quarterback. That sounds laughable right about now, doesn't it? I mean, this is the same team that failed Justin Fields, and it's not out of the realm of possibility that they're going to fail Caleb Williams. I might be in the minority on this next point, but I don't start to judge young quarterbacks until their second season, because that's the season that they need to make adjustments towards how the league is playing them as quarterbacks. There have been great quarterbacks who had rough rookie seasons. I mean, Peyton Manning threw a lot of interceptions in his rookie season. Josh Allen was not a good quarterback as a rookie. Those two developed into superstar quarterbacks. The first year for quarterbacks should all be about development. And their second season, you surround them with the necessary talent so they can take their game to the next level. When you don't treat the development of your franchise quarterback as top priority, what ends up happening is the Mac Jones situation. His second year, they made zero decisions to help him out as a player. So yes, I'm rooting for Drake Maye to have a great rookie season, to throw 20 plus touchdown passes, but I really want to see how the Patriots front office is going to react this offseason to build around Drake Maye. Are they going to give him that number one wide receiver he's desperate for? When it comes to the Patriots, not only are people talking about their rookie quarterback, they're also talking about the rookie head coach. I want to talk about the media's infatuation with new head coach Drake Maye. So here's the wild thing. At first, he was getting credit for treating reporters better than Bill Belichick, and then he gets destroyed by giving them real answers, calling his team soft. And a lot of them have responded by saying his job is in jeopardy year one. The only reason the Patriots should ever walk away from Mayo is if they decide he is negatively impacting the development of Maye. Any other reason I don't agree with. He's in his first season as a head coach and deserves time and patience. That's what I'm really talking about here. When you have a rookie in any situation, you need to give them time to grow. You don't see them on the field after 5 or 10 games and go, I'm done with this player. Because if you waste a first-round draft pick on someone and feel definitively about them after 10 games, you've made the wrong pick. I'm a big believer in giving your young quarterback a fair shot to develop into your franchise quarterback. And it's not rocket science. All you have to do is give him a top-tier number one wide receiver and see what he can do with that. I mean, look at what happened with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was given Jamar Chase and was rewarded with a Super Bowl appearance. Patrick Mahomes had Tyreek Hill. Now, Tua Tagovailoa has Tyreek Hill. Both of those players made jumps with that guy as their receiver. You are seeing it throughout the league. Josh Allen became Josh Allen with the help of Stephon Diggs. Give Drake Maye his version of that, and I think you will see one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. And I'm really interested to see if that's the case, that if I'm right. I believe in Drake Maye. I know a lot of people do. I believe if you give him a number one wide receiver, you're going to have your franchise quarterback of the future. And I never felt that way about Mac Jones, but I do agree that he was not given a fair shot. It's time for the Patriots to give Drake Maye a fair shot. He already has 3 wins his rookie season. I don't care about winning moving forward. I care about watching football games and going, wow, it really feels like the Patriots have their guy moving forward. And that's more important than winning football games this season. The Patriots aren't going to make the playoffs. They're not going to win a playoff game. They are not Super Bowl contenders. Yes, I do believe in building goodwill down the road. Like, you don't want to be embarrassing. I hope they get to at least 5 or 6 wins, but I care way more about next season than I do about this season. And if you're a fan of this team, you should be in agreement on that. It's just crazy how people are talking about rookie quarterbacks nowadays. I want to go back to the Caleb Williams situation. I mean, he's joining a Bears team that was really bad with Justin Fields as their quarterback. And now he's supposed to walk in and turn them into a Super Bowl contending team. It's like these same teams over and over again are putting all of this pressure on young quarterbacks. Sam Darnold with the Jets, then Zach Wilson with the Jets. It's the same old song and dance. Be patient with these young quarterbacks and stop blaming them for the team's failures. It's more about the teams themselves than it is about these young quarterbacks. It's like if Drake Maye doesn't work out for the Patriots, I'm going to turn my back on the Patriots and start blaming them. I'm in agreement with them on Mac Jones. I did not believe he was the franchise quarterback moving forward. I did not believe he was ever going to be worth top tier dollars for what you have to pay at that position. But if you fail Drake Maye, I'm going to lose my mind on you. I'm going to lose my respect for you as an organization, because that's what bad organizations do. They fail multiple young quarterbacks. You're seeing it with the Bears. You've seen it with the Jets. You used to see it with Washington all of the time. That's what the worst teams do. They fail young quarterbacks time and time again. When a team like the Panthers benches Bryce Young, or when the Colts bench Anthony Richardson, it really lacks self-awareness, because it's telling me you believe your team is in win now mode with Andy Dalton and Joe Flacco. Like, you really care about winning football games right now. And that's not what's important at all. What's important is that Anthony Richardson becomes the best quarterback that Anthony Richardson is capable of being. The same for Bryce Young. I mean, how do you bench Bryce Young and go to Andy Dalton? It was insane from the get-go. I'm glad that Bryce Young is starting football games again. I hope he has a long-term future with the Panthers. I hope he lives up to being the number 1 overall draft pick. But benching him in the first place in his second season was a bad move. I believe you should go with the 3-year rule. Give your young quarterback 3 years to prove he's the franchise quarterback. After that, move on from him if you want. But these guys are under rookie deals. They have potential. You drafted them for a reason in the first place. You believed in them. Don't stop believing in them after what? A season's worth of NFL starts? That's insane. One of the reasons I feel so strongly about being relaxed towards rookie quarterbacks winning football games is because guess what? No rookie quarterback in the history of the NFL has won the Super Bowl. You don't need to win the Super Bowl your first season. It's about growing and developing into that quarterback who can win a Super Bowl. The quarterback is the only position in the NFL that we judge based on wins and losses, and that's fair. It's the most important position in the sport, and Tom Brady gets all the credit when the Patriots win 6 Super Bowls, and he did win the quarterback his second season, the first year he became a starting quarterback. quarterback. But come on, guys. We can be patient with these young guys. They were drafted so high in the draft, they are joining bad teams. Yes, Jaden Daniels looks like the best quarterback to come out of this year's draft, but that doesn't mean that he's going to remain that way. There is still a chance and a possibility that Drake Maye emerges as the best quarterback of this draft. That's my point. There's still a chance that somebody else comes out of that draft and becomes the best quarterback in the league from that draft. We don't always have to live in the moment, and that's what I feel like is happening with quarterbacks nowadays. We are all being prisoners of the moment when it comes to young quarterbacks. And it's not fair to them, it's not fair to the teams, and the teams are making really bad decisions because of it. I do find it really interesting when you hear Tom Brady talk about the fact that he believes rookie quarterbacks should sit and watch and not play their rookie seasons. I think that's overdramatic. I want to see rookie quarterbacks play, but I also don't want them to be judged based on winning and losing. Like, let them develop. Let them be on the field. That's where they're going to grow. That's where they're going to become what they're going to become. But we don't need to say they're not good because they didn't win a football game on Sunday. I don't even know who's to blame for why we're treating rookie quarterbacks like they need to win football games right now. Is it the media's fault? Is it the fan bases? I mean, it's the same teams that it happens with over and over again. The Jets and now the Bears. I mean, they get rookie quarterbacks. These fan bases get super hyped for it, and then teams never end up winning right away, and most of these young quarterbacks get booted out of town. I don't want to see that happen with Caleb Williams. I don't think it's going to happen with Caleb Williams. Give him time, and I think he's going to develop and grow into being the franchise quarterback you all believed he was going to be. There was never a scenario where Caleb Williams was going to walk into the NFL and win a Super Bowl his rookie season. Anyone who believed that is not an NFL expert. It's never happened in the history of football, and I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Rookie quarterbacks go through ups and downs. I, like everyone else, was super impressed by CJ Stroud last season. He walked into a bad team and helped them turn it around. But maybe, just maybe, the Texans were a more well-run organization than we gave them credit for being. When it comes to the Patriots, you just hope that they learn their lessons about the Mac Jones situation, that they're going to better themselves when it comes to Drake Maye, that they're going to make it all about Drake Maye. That's my point of this podcast, is these teams should make it all about these young quarterbacks. The Colts moving forward should be all about making Anthony Richardson their franchise quarterback. The Bears should be making it all about Caleb Williams. The Panthers should be making it all about Bryce Young, and the Patriots should be making it all about Drake Maye. Personally, when it comes to Drake Maye, I would be way more excited if he has a season where he throws 25 touchdown passes over the fact if he won 7 football games. I could care less how many football games Drake Maye wins this season. But if I see and watch my television and go, that's the guy moving forward, that's what's going to get me excited about this football team and its future. Not the wins and losses of right now, because that doesn't matter. Most of the players on the New England Patriots are probably not going to remain long-term members of the New England Patriots. But if you have the guy in Drake Maye, you have the potential of having someone be your quarterback for the next 10 years. That's what's more important, the future, not the here and now. And again, that's not an easy thing to hear when you're a sports fan. You want to see your team win. I'm a fan of the New England Patriots. I want to see them win as many games as possible. But what's more important than winning football games right now is having Drake Maye develop into a franchise quarterback who can throw 35 touchdown passes a season, that you're growing towards something, that you're growing towards the future of Drake Maye. That's what I'm more excited about than any given Sunday this season, is the future of Drake Maye. I don't think you should ever go into a rookie quarterback season thinking that quarterback is going to win 10 games that season as a rookie. I mean, that's a big ask. If you ever believed your rookie quarterback was going to win 10 games, your expectations are way too high. It is not easy to win games in the NFL, and not every young quarterback is going to walk into the league and win games immediately, and that's not necessarily a terrible thing. I don't believe rookie quarterbacks should be judged by wins and losses. Thanks for listening to this edition of Head to Head. I'm your host, Cam McKinney, and there'll be a new episode of the podcast every Monday on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So please rate, review, and subscribe.